Back in June of this year, the Senate Republicans put together a balanced budget, fully debated that issue in appropriations, moved it to the Senate floor. We had a debate on the floor, and we passed in a public way, with a public vote, a balanced budget without a tax increase. We also posted that information on the internet. It's been there since June 26 on the internet for all to see. We've been absolutely transparent in this process. So Senate Republicans passed that a long time ago. And today, as I sit here, we spent most of the night, last night, trying to put together the final approach. We had a great agreement with the Speaker of the House, Democrat Andy Dillon, and we were implementing the plan. We were pulling the whole agreement over the finish line, and unfortunately, politics got in the way. And the governor and lieutenant governor and several other special interest groups were in the Capitol and put the clamps down on the Democratic Party, and no longer could we implement the plan. In order to ensure that we didn't have a very negative government shutdown, a very limited continuation budget was passed, which just ensured that government's essential services continue. After that was completed, the balance of the budgets were finished. So we have a full balanced budget passed and on the floor and ready for the governor's signature. It should be noted that in both cases, in the continuation budget and in the Senate passed bills, there is no tax increase, and we have cut more than $1 billion out of state government. And it's consistent with the Senate Republicans' plan. It's consistent with what we have said all along, that if we balance this budget, we should do it with the money that we have and not on the backs of taxpayers and job providers. It's our belief that the biggest and most important reform that we can bring to this state today is the idea of limited government and a government that lives within its means, and no more of this tax and spend mentality where government continues to grow, especially in a state like ours with the economy being in the condition that it's in, and the size of our budget ever decreasing, that it's our responsibility as legislators to step up and just say no. Senate Republicans have advised the Speaker of the House, and I personally have told the governor, that we do not have votes for tax increases in the Senate. She ought not be pursuing that. But the governor believes in one certain solution. That's just the way she is, and she'll always go back to it. The governor has never believed she's got a spending problem. She believes that she just doesn't have enough money on the credit card. And as a result, we continue to go back to the same solutions, and it's a broken solution. She did it back in 2007, and to prove that it's broken and not working, we are now here in 2009 in the same exact scenario as we were back then. We have a structural deficit, which means we have to limit our spending. The amount of our revenues has decreased dramatically, and you have to be in complete denial, and they are, that we can continue to spend at the same level and not be financially upside down. So the idea is you control your spending, you limit the size and scope of government, you identify your priorities, and you make sure that you are connected to reality like every other family and every other business.